Ukrainian armed forces destroyed the ship Novocherkassk of the Black Sea Fleet of Russian Federation. They destroyed it with the help of cruise missiles. This is a large landing ship used for transporting military cargo and assisting in landing operation in areas that are currently captured by the Russian army. And its destruction in the vicinity of the port of Feodosia can be compared to the destruction of the cruiser Moskva, and it marking the decline of the Black Sea Fleet. The reduction of capabilities of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation is one of the significant outcomes of this year, of 2023. Earlier in the year, it was believed that without Russia's consent, the so-called grain deal signed by Russia and Ukraine with intermediaries, and the deal was for transportation of Ukrainian grain from Black Sea ports. Without the consent of Russia, it was believed that it could not be implemented. However, it is now evident that Russia's influence in the Black Sea basin is becoming increasingly limited. Until recently, it was discussed that Russian ships from the Black Sea Fleet previously stationed in Sevastopol Bay, they had to be relocated to the safer port of Novorossiysk, where there is no actual bay. And now it is evident that even in Feodosia, which was never a main port for Russian ships, it is becoming more dangerous to stage ships there. The situation with Novocherkassk highlights that if the Ukrainian armed forces had the capability to launch cruise missiles at military targets on what Russia considers its sovereign territory, the war would have ended much sooner. President Vladimir Putin would have to consider how quickly his aggressive country could recover its military potential. The destruction of ship of the aggressor country demonstrates that restoring the capabilities of the Black Sea Fleet is practically impossible. This is not only because the Bosphorus is close to the passage of military ships, and Russia can only use small vessels for fleet replenishment, because they can, bring it to Black Sea by rivers. It is also due to the limited repair capabilities for large ships in Crimea. Ship repair yards there cannot ensure the safety of Russian Black Sea Fleet ships, as these vessels can be targeted by missiles, and repair or construction of new ships for Russian Federation are quite challenging there. Furthermore, the situation emphasizes the schizophrenic nature of this war. From the perspective of Russian constitutional law, Crimea is considered the same territory as Novorossiysk or Anapa, as stated in the Russian constitution. This raises a simple question. Why do allies allow Ukrainians to launch missiles at Crimean ports? But it is considered impossible when it comes to port on the territory of the Russian Federation itself. There is an apparent contradiction in targeting military airfields in occupied Ukrainian territories and refraining from targeting airfields on the territory of Russian Federation. While the West constantly expresses fear of escalation by Russia, from the Russian perspective, Western weapons already target their objects and military personnel on Russian territory. In this war against Russia, one cannot be halfway pregnant. Either Ukrainians should be prohibited from targeting any objectives on the territory of Russia, or the territories that Russia claims as its own, following Russian constitutional law, or it must be acknowledged that it is a war between Ukraine and Russia, and the goal of Ukrainian armed forces should be to destroy as many Russian Federation objects as possible on the territory of Russia, and from this territory, the territory of Russia, the threat to Ukrainian sovereignty and Ukrainian citizens originates. But even with these limitations, which are considered schizophrenic, we see the declining capabilities of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation. The diminishing control of the Black Sea by Russians and their need to establish a military base in the occupied territory of Abkhazia to change the situation with the Black Sea Fleet after being forced out of Sevastopol. And so, just as the Black Sea is being freed from Russian influence without Russian consent, we can assert that the war between Russia and Ukraine can also end without the political consent of the Russian Federation, of the leadership of Russian Federation. However, for this to happen, the crucial political will of a civilized world is required, along with the readiness to support Ukraine and take risks for such support and for peace in Europe. Thank you for viewing. Again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and have a nice day. Slava Ukraini!